Did you know that more than 80% of people who use baking soda have no idea about its most powerful benefits? It's true. In homes all around the world, this humble kitchen staple is sitting quietly in the cupboard, while most of us overlook just how helpful it can really be. Believe it or not, many experts actually consider baking soda one of the most underrated health helpers out there. Think about it for a moment. How often have you reached for baking soda to bake a cake or freshen up your fridge without ever thinking about what else it might do? Now, what if I told you that this simple white powder has a long history of surprising uses, including a few that could completely change how you think about your health? What are we missing? And why isn't anyone talking about the real power behind baking soda? That's exactly what we'll be exploring in today's video. You'll also learn about a few important safety tips, and we'll go over who should be extra careful when using baking soda. If you care about your health and want to make smart choices, this is one video you won't want to skip. And if you're new here, welcome to the channel. Before we dive into the benefits of baking soda, take a moment to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up so you won't miss any of our upcoming health tips. Please leave your thoughts in the comments section. We're so glad you're here on this journey to better health. It all starts right now. Alright, let's get started with the first benefit. Baking soda can support detoxification. Now, most people only think of baking soda for cooking or cleaning, but it's also known for helping the body get rid of unwanted substances. Once you dissolve baking soda in water, it becomes alkaline. That's a fancy way of saying it helps balance out acids. One popular use is in the bath. A baking soda soak can be soothing for irritated skin. People say it helps calm itchy patches, reduce minor rashes, and leaves the skin feeling refreshed. While scientists haven't fully proven that it draws out toxins, many folks swear by how much better they feel after a baking soda bath. But what's really interesting is what happens inside the body. Some health-minded folks believe that drinking a small amount of baking soda in water may help the body get rid of waste more easily by balancing acid levels in the blood and urine. There is actually some scientific support for this, especially in people with certain health concerns. For example, baking soda has been shown to help slow down the progression of chronic kidney disease by lowering the acid levels in the blood. One study in a kidney health journal suggested that under a doctor's guidance, baking soda could support the body's natural detox systems, especially for people who need help keeping their acidity levels in check. That said, it's important to remember that your body already does a good job of keeping things balanced on its own, and it's not easy to change that through food alone. Plus, taking too much baking soda can lead to unwanted side effects. So, moderation is key. Used wisely, it can be a gentle, low-cost way to support your body's natural balance and help you feel refreshed. Now, let's talk about something a little more familiar: whiter teeth and better dental health. There's a reason so many toothpastes include baking soda, and why it's been a go-to-home remedy for generations. If you've ever brushed your teeth with a little baking soda, you've probably noticed how smooth and clean they feel afterward. That's because baking soda is a mild scrubber. It gently removes surface stains from things like coffee, tea, and certain foods that can dull your smile. Unlike some harsh whitening treatments, baking soda's soft texture can polish your teeth without doing too much damage as long as it's used properly. But whiter teeth aren't the only benefit. Since baking soda is alkaline, it helps bring down the acidity in your mouth. That matters because acid creates a perfect home for bad bacteria, the kind that leads to gum disease, cavities, and bad breath. By helping to balance your mouth's pH, baking soda makes it harder for those germs to grow. That means fresher breath and healthier gums. And this isn't just old-fashioned wisdom, science backs it up. One study found that toothpaste with baking soda was much more effective at removing plaque and whitening teeth than toothpaste without it. Another study showed that baking soda helped reduce harmful bacteria in the mouth. Of course, it's still important to use it carefully. Since baking soda is a bit gritty, brushing too hard or using it too often can wear down your enamel over time. Dentists recommend using it only a few times a week, and always with a soft bristled toothbrush. Done right, it's a simple, affordable way to help keep your smile bright and healthy. Next up is something many people deal with: heartburn. That uncomfortable, burning feeling in your chest after a rich or spicy meal is something most of us have felt at one time or another. It's usually caused by acid from your stomach moving up into your esophagus, which is the tube that connects your mouth to your stomach. Heartburn can also be more common during pregnancy, after gaining weight, or if you have certain medical conditions. While there are plenty of over-the-counter antacids available, there's a tried and true remedy sitting right in your pantry. Just mix a teaspoon of baking soda into a glass of water and sip it slowly. It works because baking soda helps neutralize that extra stomach acid, bringing quick relief. In fact, the medical community recognizes baking soda, also called sodium bicarbonate, as an effective, fast-acting antacid. A review published in a medical journal even confirmed that it works well for easing occasional heartburn. What's especially nice is how simple it is. You don't need to spend money on expensive treatments or rush out to the drugstore. All it takes is some water, a bit of baking soda, and a few quiet minutes. That's one big reason why this humble kitchen item remains a go-to remedy for so many people. For those looking for quick, reliable relief from heartburn, it doesn't get much easier. Now, let's move on to something many of us have dealt with: fungal infections. These are the annoying, itchy, red patches that show up on the skin, often in warm, damp areas like the feet. Things like athlete's foot and ringworm fall into this category, and they can be both uncomfortable and stubborn. While you can buy plenty of creams and sprays at the pharmacy, there's a simpler option that might already be sitting in your kitchen. Baking soda has natural antifungal qualities. The way it works is by changing the environment on your skin. Fungi love acidic, moist places, but when you apply baking soda, it makes the area more alkaline. This change can weaken the fungi, making it harder for them to grow and spread. And this isn't just an old wives' tale. A study published in a medical journal found that a baking soda solution was able to stop the growth of about 80% of the fungal strains they tested. That's a big deal, especially when you consider how affordable and gentle baking soda is. One easy method is to mix a little baking soda with water to make a paste, then apply it directly to the affected skin. Or, you can stir it into a warm foot soak. Many people report feeling less itch and irritation after just a few uses. Since baking soda is non-toxic and gentle, it's also a good choice for those who prefer to avoid strong chemicals. If you've been struggling with a fungal infection and want a natural option, this might be a good one to try. Now, let's talk about something a bit more private: urinary tract infections, or UTIs. These are quite common, especially among women, and they can be incredibly painful. The burning when you pee, the constant need to go, the discomfort, it can really take a toll on your day. Most of the time, doctors will treat a UTI with antibiotics. But for those looking for additional relief or something to help while waiting for treatment to kick in, baking soda has caught some attention as a possible helper. The idea is simple. Baking soda can help reduce the acidity of your urine, which might make it harder for the bacteria to thrive. Less acidic urine may also mean less burning during urination. That alone can make a big difference in comfort. In fact, one study published in a medical journal from Japan looked at women who had repeated UTIs. After 4 weeks of taking a small daily dose of sodium bicarbonate, many reported a real improvement in their symptoms: less pain, less urgency, and overall more comfort. Of course, baking soda is not a replacement for proper medical care. If you have a UTI, especially one that doesn't go away quickly, you should absolutely see a doctor. But for those looking to support their recovery naturally, baking soda may be a gentle, low-cost option to help reduce symptoms and support healing. Now, let's move to the mouth again, but this time, we're talking about canker sores. If you've ever had one of these little mouth ulcers, you know how painful they can be. They can make eating, drinking, and even talking a challenge. They often show up during times of stress, after biting your cheek, or because of certain foods. Here's where baking soda comes in handy again. Its ability to neutralize acids and create a more balanced environment in the mouth makes it a great option for soothing canker sores. Baking soda can also help keep the sore clean, thanks to its mild antiseptic properties. It can reduce inflammation, limit bacteria, and give your mouth a better chance to heal. A study published in a dental journal found that baking soda's anti-inflammatory effects, along with its gentle cleansing ability, can really help speed up healing and reduce discomfort. Plus, it's not harsh like some store-bought treatments, which can sting or irritate the sore even more. The next time you feel a canker-sore starting, try rinsing your mouth with a solution of baking soda and water. It's easy to make, soothing to use, and may help the sore heal faster without any extra fuss or expense. Now, let's talk about something that might surprise you: exercise. Have you ever felt that burning in your muscles when you're working out, even during a brisk walk or light weight lifting session? That burning feeling usually means your muscles are becoming too acidic from the effort. It's actually what causes most of that early muscle fatigue. This is where baking soda can help again. It acts as a natural buffer, helping to reduce the acid in your muscles so you can keep going a bit longer. Some athletes actually drink a small amount of baking soda in water before their workouts to help improve performance and delay that muscle burn. There's science to back this up too. When taken in small amounts before exercising, baking soda can help the muscles stay balanced for a longer period of time. This means you might be able to walk farther, lift a bit more, or keep up with your gardening or dance class without tiring so quickly. It's important to start small if you ever decide to try this, though. Too much baking soda can upset your stomach and cause bloating or nausea. But if you're looking for a natural way to support your endurance and energy, this might be something worth exploring, of course, only after checking with your doctor, especially if you have any health concerns. Now, let's shift our focus to a more serious topic: kidney health. Your kidneys are responsible for filtering waste and balancing the acids in your blood. But when your body becomes too acidic, it can make the kidneys work harder and even speed up damage over time. This is another area where baking soda shows promise. Because it helps neutralize acid, baking soda may take some pressure off the kidneys. In fact, studies have shown that in people with chronic kidney disease, baking soda can help slow down the condition and improve overall function. It's not just a folk remedy, this one has real medical research behind it. However, this doesn't mean baking soda is a cure or something to take on your own. It should only be used under a doctor's supervision, especially if you have kidney or heart issues. That's because baking soda contains sodium, which can affect blood pressure and fluid balance. But for those already working with a healthcare provider, it could be a helpful part of their treatment plan. Let's keep going and talk about another condition that affects millions of people: arthritis. If you or someone you love has ever dealt with stiff, swollen joints, you know how tough it can be just to get through a normal day. While there are medications and physical therapies that help manage symptoms, recent research has pointed to an unexpected ally: baking soda. It might sound too simple, but studies have found that drinking a small amount of baking soda mixed with water could actually help calm down the body's immune response. For people with autoimmune types of arthritis, like rheumatoid arthritis, the body mistakenly attacks its own joints, causing inflammation and pain. But a 2018 study published in a respected medical journal found that baking soda may encourage the body to shift away from that harmful immune response. Basically, baking soda may help the immune system relax a bit, which could ease swelling and discomfort in the joints. That's a pretty hopeful idea, especially coming from such an affordable, everyday item. Now, of course, this doesn't mean you should stop your current treatment. And this kind of remedy isn't for everyone. But under the guidance of a healthcare professional, adding a small daily dose of baking soda might offer some added comfort for those living with joint pain. Next, let's talk about a condition that many people describe as one of the most painful they've ever experienced: gout. Gout is a type of arthritis that causes sudden, severe attacks of pain, usually in the big toe or other joints. It happens when there's too much uric acid in the blood, and that acid forms sharp crystals that settle into the joints. Since baking soda is alkaline, it can help counterbalance the high acid levels that lead to gout attacks. By helping to restore a more neutral pH in the body, it may reduce how often these flare-ups happen and how intense they are. Even more encouraging, Some studies have shown that baking soda can help dissolve those painful uric acid crystals, making it easier for the body to flush them out through the urine. That means real relief, not just covering up the symptoms. For people who experience frequent gout attacks, this could be a game changer. But as with any remedy involving acid balance and the kidneys, this isn't something to try on your own without medical advice. It's essential to work with a healthcare provider to make sure it's safe for your individual needs. Let's now turn to something nearly everyone deals with now and then: the common cold or the flu. You know the symptoms: sore throat, stuffy nose, that run-down feeling that seems to last forever. It's no fun at all. And while there's no cure, there are ways to feel better faster, and baking soda can help. One of the easiest and most effective methods is to mix a little baking soda, about half a teaspoon, into a glass of warm water and use it as a gargle. This simple rinse can soothe the sore throat and reduce the number of germs in your mouth and throat, making it harder for viruses to stick around. Research published in a well-known medical journal found that regular gargling with baking soda and water can help reduce throat discomfort and lower the amount of bacteria during a cold or upper respiratory infection. It's a gentle, inexpensive step that you can do at home, and many people find it helps them recover a bit quicker. Now, let's talk about something a little more serious: cancer treatments. This is an area where researchers are still learning a lot, and nothing should ever replace proper medical care. But early studies have looked into how baking soda might help support traditional cancer therapies. Here's the idea: cancer cells often thrive in acidic environments. That acidic environment can also make some treatments less effective. Because baking soda helps neutralize acid, researchers are exploring whether it might help make the area around tumors less acidic and therefore more responsive to treatments like chemotherapy. While this is still in the early stages and mostly being studied in animals, the results are promising enough that scientists are continuing to explore it. It's not something to try without medical supervision, and it's certainly not a cure. But it does show how even a basic ingredient like baking soda might one day play a helpful role in serious medical care. Now, here's something much more down-to-earth: body odor. Everyone deals with it, and most people reach for commercial deodorants to keep it under control. But many of those products contain things like aluminum and artificial fragrances, which some people would rather avoid. That's where baking soda offers a simple, natural alternative. It works by absorbing moisture and neutralizing the acids and sweat that cause odor. By making the underarm area less friendly to odor-causing bacteria, baking soda can help you stay fresh throughout the day, even in warm weather or during light exercise. And yes, science backs this up. Baking soda has been shown to be effective in reducing odor, and lots of people use it either on its own or mixed with a bit of coconut oil for added comfort. Just a small sprinkle under the arms can do the trick. That said, everyone's skin is different. Some people with sensitive skin may find that baking soda is a little too strong, so it's always good to test a small area first. But for many, it's an easy, chemical-free way to feel fresh and clean without relying on commercial products. Finally, let's talk about something very important: safety. While baking soda has many helpful uses, it's not right for everyone. Because it contains sodium, people with kidney problems need to be especially careful. Their bodies may not be able to get rid of extra sodium, which could lead to fluid buildup or other complications. People with high blood pressure should also take caution. The sodium in baking soda can raise blood pressure levels, which isn't ideal if you're already managing hypertension. And for anyone with allergies or sensitive skin, baking soda may cause irritation, either on the skin or in the digestive system. Even breathing in the powder by accident can cause problems, especially for people with respiratory conditions like asthma. So, as with anything that affects your health, it's best to use baking soda wisely and talk to your doctor before making it a regular part of your routine.